From meditation comes enlightenment. From enlightenment comes awareness. From awareness comes the life zest. Hi, I'm Harleen Sandhu, and I welcome you all to the introduction episode of Pure Minds, Pure Energy, Enlightenment sessions with Nate and PMC. It is my honor and pleasure to introduce Nate. Nate Zeleznick, a pioneer distinguished as one of the only two American master trainers of an ancient Indonesian energy and martial arts systems, merges this with cutting edge science and biohacking in the integrated ascension method, renowned for enabling unparalleled superhuman breakthroughs and holistic growth through innovative practices validated by experts across multiple disciplines. His work is featured on major platforms like Netflix, Gaia, and Amazon Prime. Nate offers a beacon of hope and a roadmap to a future where every individual can thrive and harness their abilities and contribute positively to the global community, establishing him as a visionary leader in human potential and wellness. His new PMC series, Pure Minds, Pure Energy, Enlightenment Sessions with Nate and PMC Global, debuts on PMC Global in January 2025. He will be teaching formally secret concept and meditation techniques, introducing you to different meditation aids and technology, and has a superstar lineup of guests who will be bringing their spiritual technologies and methods to the entire PSSM global community. A very warm welcome to you, Nate.
Harleen, thank you so much for having me, and hello to everyone out there watching or listening right now.
So, to start, can you tell us about your spiritual journey and what inspired you to dedicate your life to this path?
My spiritual journey started in an interesting fashion where growing up in a very small town here in Utah in the United States, I was not part of the predominant religion, and I started being bullied very severely almost the moment that I went to school from about age 5. So at age 12, I was suicidal, and I was sitting on my father's office floor with his loaded rifle pointed at my head, and I was ready to end it all. Now, the thing that stopped me was thinking of my parents, that I could not do that to them. And so I put the rifle away. And that night, I had my very first out of body experience or astral travel, where my awareness, my consciousness left my body and I could see my body laying down there. And this is a very common thing that happens to millions and millions of people, but I didn't know what was happening. And so when I came back into my body, I came back with a knowing that I'm more than just a physical body, that it started me on a path of curiosity, of finding out what is real. Why am I here? Where did I come from? What am I here to do? Where am I going after this? And these things kept happening to me. So it was like my soul or my higher self really saved me from myself in that situation. And at about the age of 16, I could join a martial arts dojo so I could start to learn to defend myself. And I started looking into especially the Monroe Institute. For people who are familiar with that, they are the pioneers of binaural beat technology or brainwave entrainment that helps us get into a meditative state without taking decades of meditative practice. It can actually just put you right there. And I thought it was very interesting because I've been a very scientifically minded person my whole life. Not religious. I didn't grow up in a religious household. And when I found out that these people were able to train CIA remote viewing spies to spy on the Russians during the Cold War and find out where they had nuclear missiles, I was just amazed that our government in the United States would actually pay people to do this. And then I found out China has them, Russia has them, many countries have these people that do these things that most people would consider impossible. Well, at the age of 23, I had a synchrodestiny, what I call a synchrodestiny. It's beyond a synchronicity that changed my life. And I got a course, a little teeny weeny pamphlet out of Black Belt magazine, because as a martial artist, I loved Black Belt magazine. And it promised me inner power, prana, in 2 weeks or less. And of course, I wanted that. And when I got this little manual, it was useless, but it did come with a VHS tape that showed Indonesian people. So, Indonesia, I knew where it was, but I didn't know much about it. And I had no idea that they had martial arts there. And when I saw what these people could do, I had never seen anything like it. It was a totally different form of movement, and but they were using their prana, their inner power, in a way that I had never seen before. They weren't breaking boards, they were breaking stacks of steel bars and smiling and having a good time. And then it showed people who could see without their eyes. And these were military soldiers who could fight blindfolded. They could shoot targets out of people's hands blindfolded. They could do anything that people with vision can do. And then it showed blind people, and these blind people could read printed material. So when I saw this, I was very skeptical, but also a part of me knows that we're not just a physical body. We have more to us than this. And maybe Jedis from Star Wars, maybe they're real. And the next day, I watched a blind woman almost die in front of me. She was trying to cross the road, and her dog, her seeing eye dog, led her into the light pole. And I knew right then I had to find those Indonesian people and bring them to Utah to see if they could help her. And so I went on a mission. My spirit could not deny this. So I went on this mission to find those Indonesian people. And I brought them to Utah for the very first demonstration in the United States of this art, which is called Marpati Puti. Now, Merpati Putih means white dove in the Indonesian language. So here's a martial art that symbolizes peace, justice, and love for all of humanity, which is very unique in the martial arts. And they have this massive mission to help people who can't see to be able to detect their surroundings using senses they don't usually use. Or most of us, we all have them, but we don't know how to tap into them. And here was a method that could prove how this is possible. And so they had never allowed a non Indonesian person to learn. And so I just wanted to be their liaison. I just wanted to help them. And when they saw what I was willing to do to bring this art to the world, the 11th generation heirs of this knowledge from this royal family lineage, they allowed me to become the first person outside Indonesia to learn this. And there just so happened to be an instructor, a certified instructor, a former military instructor of this art, living in Salt Lake City, about an hour south of me. Three people in the United States that could train me, one in Washington, D.C., one in Los Angeles, and one an hour away. I mean, what are the chances? And I began training with him after they left. And a few weeks later, one of my younger brothers joined me. And together, the two of us advanced through the ranks very quickly. We actually brought the 11th generation royal heirs over to here to the United States to personally test us. And they inaugurated our school as the very first branch outside of Indonesia of this art. Even though this has been standard training, this breathwork has been standard training for every branch of the Indonesian military, including their special forces, for over 50 years. And they had thousands of branches there, but they kept it an Indonesian secret just for Indonesian people until they allowed me to become the first to take this to the world. And so that's how it really started. And, after 20 years of owning one of the largest martial arts and meditation schools in the United States, when the pandemic came around, it just destroyed the martial arts industry in the United States. I don't know what it did every place else, but over half of the martial arts schools in the US closed permanently. Ours was one of them. And because, I mean, who wants
Yeah.
to fight and spar over Zoom or with a mask on? Nobody wants to do that. And then we started to really focus on teaching seminars. And then a couple of years ago, I decided my soul was really calling me to do something even bigger. And so, like I said, I've always loved science. I've always loved technology. And so we have so many things in the realm of science, of technology, and medicine, and human peak performance now that we never had access to. And so my integrated ascension method takes this amazing breath work and meditation, inner power, healing, and sensory enhancement art of Merpati Putti, and I add in pyramid scalar meditation. Bring in a vibroacoustic therapy where your whole body vibrates with certain frequencies that you program in. I put in EEG brain training to actually change the structure of your brain, to make your meditations deeper, to make your expansion of your awareness far beyond what it would normally might take decades to have, and this can be in minutes. Things like that, along with nutrition and supplementation that help our body be healthy and strong in a way that I have never seen before. And so that brings us here to today with the integrated ascension method coming to all of you out there in the PMC and the PSSM global world.
You know what, Nate, we are so fortunate that got you here because when I was listening to your story, there's so many youth or kids who get into this bullying and they get so, I can say that they choose the wrong path because they don't know what to do, how to express their emotions, how to go. And sometimes even parents can understand what's happening with them. Because I remember my husband, we are Sikh. So he's born and brought up in US. Though you are American citizens and everything is still different. You're wearing a turban, you everything. It's hard for them, and I don't
Right.
even say that other people are bad. It's just hard to explain what is happening, and for kids it's hard, right? So a lot of
Yeah.
bullying happened, and a lot of his friends who actually get into drinking, smoking, drugs because they can't cope up with that. I think to you,
Yeah.
you're giving that youth the there's a the method out there where you can connect with yourself, be confident, and get out of it. So thanks to you, it's a big step towards humanity and to our community, because it's not about religion, because we are out, we are not Americans, or we are color. Even a lot of American kids, they go through bullying, they don't know what to do.
Oh, yeah.
And all of these shooting cases meant, we have, there's so many mental problems right now, depression, anxiety. So again, we are so fortunate and we are so looking forward to your series, and I'm 110% sure that it's going to not only help the people but especially the youth, and we need that. Like Patricia used to say, the kids and youth is our future. So